it, guys? Your boy Tre here.
And your boy Bryan.
And welcome back to
No Flex Club.
Now, I bet you're wondering what... Yo, dude.
Who's interrupting our podcast?
I wasn't expecting any packages or anything.
Hey. Yo, grab the camera. Alright.
Did you ask for, did you get something delivered?
Nah, I didn't order anything. Did you order anything?
Nah.
Close mouth, click more. Click clap. Shoot it out. Click clap, click clap. Close it now, get through.
No Flex Club.
Welcome to episode 8 of the No Flex Club. We are glad you could join us today. Last episode, aka episode 6, we did a contest to see, who had the craziest dreams. We said comment your craziest dreams,
That's right.
We got a total of 1 comment.
And so we do have a winner.
A winner.
So out of the 1 out of 1, shout out to Riley, who said, "My dream is that I forgot I subscribed to this insanity."
Yeah.
Dope.
So she subscribed, and now we have, 33 subscribers? 32?
Who knows?
32, it is.
No, definitely more than that.
You sure?
I hope so.
I thought we had 32. It was either 32 or 33.
As a matter of fact, if I don't break
We're
it,
Technical
technical
difficulties.
I'm breaking it. Let me go up to the top. 33.
33.
Yeah, 33. the big
33.
33.
Let's grow it, please, a little bit. Let's aim for 50 by the end of the month.
50,000 by the end of the month.
50 million by the end of the month.
First,
If we're not beating T-Series by next week, I'll be disappointed.
we're going to be upset.
Right.
But yeah, you guys already know what it is. You can follow our social medias in the comments below. We got Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. We have not
This
really
time,
been posted on Twitter.
That is true. We have to post on Twitter.
We'll get back at that. But what were you
Keep
about
that
to
up to date. Now, let's pop them all up. I'm talking Snapchat,
say? Snapchat,
Twitter,
Twitter,
Instagram,
Insta.
and then eventually, I'll worry about Patreon later. We still can't figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll get there though.
We'll get there.
In case you're wondering, there is actually a third human being though in front of.
Yeah.
You might be wondering, is it a human being? Is it an alien?
Is it a gloop glop?
I guess we're gonna figure that out in this episode because today we're anyways. Luke, you want to tell us this episode's gonna be about?
This episode 8, it's going to be all about conspiracy theories.
Yes. Down and
We
dirty.
finally got our first guest on the show, on the podcast.
What's up,
We had to
everyone?
do the man, the myth, the legend, Luke himself,
Big Luke.
aka Ghost Luke.
Ghost Luke.
The ghost of
If you know, you know.
If you know,
If
you
you
know.
know, you know. If you know, you know.
It's just a way of life.
That's what it is.
How does it feel to be a ghost? Is it?
How's it feel? I mean, low key, great time. It's a great time. Going in and out. I don't have to eat much. It's a good thing.
Nice.
And it just sucks because most of the time I can move freely beyond things. I can't leave campus.
Yikes.
Yeah, so this is kind of I'm kind of attached to the hat you're wearing.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's kind of
Wait.
like I'm haunting it just for this episode.
Right, okay,
Just for
okay.
this
Does
episode.
everyone get possessed?
Maybe. We'll see.
You never know.
Word. Actually,
Keep down
did
the
you see
down low.
Casper is in like a Geico commercial right now?
Was he? I
We'll see.
haven't.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
I'm only on
I
Netflix.
was
Hulu.
was watching on YouTube TV and it was like a Geico commercial and he was like, "Yo, can you believe we live in a house with Casper?" And Casper's like, "Oh my gosh, we're watching a movie. I don't get popcorn."
Oh wait, you know what? Actually, I think I
and
did
she
see
was
like a
"No,
YouTube ad
actually,
on that.
I was crazy that you can save 15% or more on car insurance with
I
Geico."
love those commercials. bro.
Casper comes flying through.
Oh my gosh.
What a coinky dink.
Those are crazy.
Yeah,
But
you
let's
gotta go see
jump
it
right
and go see it.
into the conspiracy theories.
That's right.
So as you guys see, Gloop Glop over there, he kind of made us fall, Shockwave and all that. So, might as well dive right into the aliens.
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 Yes.
I completely forgot about that dude.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
He's like a professor
I don't
or
even know his
whatnot.
name.
Is he?
No, I don't either. But his hair's all out here, and he's wearing
You know
a
the
weird
meme?
belt.
The little thing at the bottom, he goes, "Aliens."
His
Oh,
forehead's
yeah,
like all the way back
the
here.
National Geographic Channel or
Yeah.
Discovery Channel or something. Yeah.
History
Aliens.
Channel.
Yeah.
History
This
Channel.
is History
Because he
Channel?
was on the Ancient Aliens.
Right.
Good show. Good show.
So
Yeah.
who believes in aliens?
Yeah, comment below if you believe in aliens. I believe in aliens. I mean, we can't be the only people out there.
Not to alienate people.
Nah.
Alienate. But it's kind of ridiculous to think about. I mean, if you think about the whole universe,
Yeah.
like how expansive it is. We're just this tiny dot, tiny speck. Like,
Yeah.
what are the odds that we're the only ones here?
Same.
I read something saying that NASA's hiding like a second sun that they found. So
How are they hiding
I'm about
it?
to say,
Just
how-
like in a warehouse, they got a big blanket over it.
put up like a cardboard poster, like no sun
There's
here.
the sun here. It's actually the moon in disguise.
Well, no, there's people who believe that the moon's fake.
Really?
There's people called moon truthers.
It's cheese.
They think it's a projection by NASA.
Oh yeah, like a
I've heard
Like
that.
for real, it's like I don't believe
People
it.
believe some crazy shit. That's just what it is.
I bet you all that shit is probably in Area 51 though.
Area 51.
You know.
Area 51.
Well, apparently some sources, aka Area 51's in Ohio now. So
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, they after like the whole thing on Facebook, they're like, well, 3 million people on Facebook says they're about to storm Area 51. So let's go ahead and grab Gleek Glop, the UFO, and Justin Bieber.
everybody load into the giant Avengers airship. We're gonna go ahead and dip out.
There were like pictures on Twitter too of like big old military like trucks and Hummers and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like
And there was
moving
one
out?
with just a giant sheet on top, and there's just a big old circle. It could definitely be a Photoshop thing.
Nobody would know.
Yeah, I mean, just throw the sheet on top.
Big sign, not a UFO.
Not a UFO.
Not a UFO. Oh man.
Would somebody like rob the truck though, like as they're going?
I mean,
You
the
probably-
odds
I was
are,
gonna say,
the odds
you
are it's
couldn't-
actually real though.
Yeah.
Like, but honestly, I'm kind of sad I didn't make it to Area 51.
I
Like
would've
seeing
gone.
all the people that made it, like
It turned
I
into
think it
like
was
a
off.
rave. It was
Wasn't
like
it
a
roughly
rager.
like 100 people, roughly?
Yeah, it was like a couple hundred or
Yeah.
something. but
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
It just turned into like a giant
Festival.
like barbecue, and there was like a
Yeah.
concert. It just threw a rager. Like
I mean, hey,
they only
yeah.
arrested like 3 dudes.
Yeah.
yeah, because they crossed the line or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see that video? It was like this grandma walking just like straight past like the gates of like into Area 51. I don't know if it was real or not, but she was literally just like walking slowly.
Well, she
and
probably got like shot,
and nothing
they just
happened.
missed that part.
they cut it before that.
Granny
part.
got clapped.
only on LeakTube you could find it.
Right. That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like there's something in Area 51, like no doubt.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, with the relation on how close it is with the Roswell incident.
Yeah.
Like when that all happened with the
So-
farmer.
Yeah, what exactly is like the Roswell incident?
So the year. I
The
couldn't
year
tell
was
you.
1969.
It's like 1950 odd, possibly. Don't
Somewhere
quote me
around
on
there.
that.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
quote me on that. Comment if you know below. But there was this farmer, just being a farmer, and something crashed in one of his fields, and he waited a couple of days, and then finally decided, all right, I'm gonna see what's out there.
Yeah.
And when he goes out there, he sees alien debris, and he like described it as like thin like paper, but like incredibly strong, like you could hit it with a sledgehammer, and it wouldn't dent or anything like that.
That's
and
weird.
and like he finally, after a while, called like a naval base or an army base nearby or a cop. I can't remember 100% how it all worked out there. And they came in and checked it out. And like the first guy that was there, it's like, oh wow, we got aliens. We got aliens. And then so they did this big report in the paper. Yo, we got aliens in Roswell.
Wow.
And then like 2 days later, the farmer like redacted his statement, said no,
Oh,
it wasn't that. And then there's a couple like weird things going on there because the farmer got a brand new truck right around the same time. So
Ooh.
big cover up, and you can look more into it because like there's a couple people, couple of viewers. What's that word? Who saw it?
Oh, like
Bystanders,
witnesses?
Witnesses.
Yeah,
A couple
like
witnesses said,
eyewitnesses.
"Yeah, I saw gray people. Like I saw aliens, but like."
And big head, big black
Big-
eyes,
big- big
and they
head.
were little skinny arms.
They're like,
they looked like those dudes on that No Flex Club podcast. They were skinny.
Skinny.
They just looked really weird.
So you're telling me that the farmer covered up aliens for a new truck?
I mean,
Like,
that's
didn't
what. I
get
mean, he
a
probably
house.
got money.
Yo.
He might have moved out. I can't remember exactly. I remember reading this a couple months
They
ago,
have
and
low standards.
You're right.
So
Simple
like,
life.
look,
It's not
Yeah.
hard work. It's
you
honest
could
work.
change you could change the face of humanity, or you could take this new Ram 1500,
Right.
make it a Chevy.
But think about it. It's like 1950, so it's like here,
right.
this one you don't have to push it. It actually moves on its own.
Yeah.
This isn't a Model T. This isn't a Model T.
And this one we have something called manual windows. What's that? All you have to do is turn the knob.
Seatbelts, you've heard of those? No, I haven't. Keep you safe.
Keep it safe.
Introducing cup holders.
And he said, "Boom, that's it.
That's
Cup
the
holder.
game changer.
That's the ticket." All right, aliens don't exist. I was off of some wine beforehand.
Yeah,
it was just a miscue.
Wandering
They took it all out of proportion.
I was out in the sun all day.
I think it was just like a drop of rain or something. I don't know.
It was a drop of rain.
Drop away. What was that?
And all the military people were like, "Oh, it was a big weather balloon or something like that," and that's what they use
always
nowadays.
is.
Oh, big weather balloon, big
Always a
weather
big
balloon.
weather
But
it's a gas leak.
it's a gas
It's a
leak.
gas leak.
I've never
He
seen
was
gas
high.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But aliens, man.
Yeah, there's the thing in the news not too long ago with the dude from the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
They caught something on their surveillance camera, but it wasn't on their radar, so it was like stealth.
Oh, you're talking about the Tic Tac video? That's what they call it because it's like the size of like a Tic Tac.
Yeah.
And it's like moving
Oh,
around
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, it's got it locked on the black and white, whatever infrared camera,
Whatever you wanna
and
call it.
it's got this thing locked on, and it's just kind of gliding or whatever, and then they zoom in, but it's not. It doesn't. The movement that it makes is nothing that any aircraft looks or would act like.
Right.
And all of a sudden it just goes zip and just it's light speed.
Like incredibly fast,
Yeah.
like not humanly possible.
Yeah, it wasn't making noise and it wasn't on the radar.
It's a
Radar
freaking
didn't
light
pick
bike
up
from-
anything.
It's a light bike from Star Wars.
Yeah.
With the little
Yeah.
flying cars they rode. Yeah.
And then they weren't even covering it up either. Like the Navy was literally we have no idea what that was.
Yeah, I
they
think-
didn't call it UFO though. They called it some other
Yeah,
I think they're trying to
something.
brand it because when you hear UFO, you think about it as aliens,
Right,
but
right.
UFO is unidentified flying object or whatnot.
Right.
So like if you didn't know it was a balloon, you'd be like, "Oh, it's a UFO."
it's a UFO.
So I think they're changing it to abnormal flying phenomenon or something weird like that. It's really odd, really out there.
Flying phenomenon.
a UFF.
UFF.
Yeah, it could be
Or
that.
UFP.
Flying phenomenon. But that sounds like more
Unidentified.
Like
Yeah,
that
that
like
does.
a phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
I'd rather see a phenomenon than an object.
Isn't that right? But I
kinda
don't know why they're just trying to do a rebrand. Make new social media for UFOs. Just trying to redo the brand.
Yeah,
UFOs
it does kind of have a brand on it already.
Because when you hear UFO, you instantly think
glop,
weirdo.
glop,
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 glop.
glop, glop. Spotlight sucking up cows.
Why did they want cows? I never understood
That's
that.
a good. Oh, I mean, you
Is
just
that
think
were they
farms.
just
I don't
trying
know.
to see yo, what's that thing they got hanging underneath? What's going on down there?
They thought those were humans. Is this all that inhabited this planet? Just cows?
Yo, it just goes planet to planet. Just picks one breed, and for some reason they came to Earth and they're just like, what is that?
It's just a cow.
Is it a zebra? But it's got really big nipples.
Bro, imagine being a farmer. You walking out in the morning, or it's midnight. You walk out. It's some little grade who's just flicking the cow's udders.
He's looking at the other way. Glip, glop.
like a suction cup comes out.
Oh
They all could.
Yo, that's how we've been talking to the aliens. NASA was the one that started the Got Milk movement.
Oh,
yeah, which is a big thing. It's all right, we know there's aliens, and they're probably going to want to take something. Let's make them think cows.
Yeah, they want cows.
Cows.
Got milk. Start throwing celebrities on, just drinking milk. The aliens are like, that's what we want.
Bro, I imagine you're in
Those.
freaking elementary school. The giant posters got milk, all the famous people at the time. The little milk mustache.
Michael Phelps
Yeah.
did one.
I
I mean,
never
do
understood
they
it.
still do with the milk
I think
mustache?
it kind of
seen
died
it. I
down
don't
a
know.
little bit.
I think because people drink milk, but then you got milk, almond milk.
Yeah.
skim
Yeah,
milk.
that's the thing. People
foot
can't just
milk.
do Got Milk anymore because now people are like, oh, milk is bad. You have to crack open a coconut and drink it all up.
They're talking about conspiracies. There's people that were talking about milk, and if it was less than 2% of the cow's blood, pus, anything like that, they don't have to disclose it. So
Really?
people are you're drinking I don't care. It's milk.
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
tastes
say,
good. Good for the
I'll
body.
drink
I don't
milk
care
all day,
whatever
every
it
day.
is. If it tastes good, I mean.
What's good for your body? I'm lactose intolerant.
That's
You hate
nuts.
to see it. You hate to see it.
So you think aliens built the pyramids then? Because I don't know. I got really into like Egypt for a while because I don't know if did you guys have to like ever choose a country, do like a project on it? We did that in like sixth grade.
Maybe. I
We
don't
had to choose a
know.
country.
We did states for mine.
We did that in like
I think I
fourth
did.
grade or something. I did Texas.
Texas?
I did something. I think I did North or South Dakota. I can't remember. I had a lot of fun facts
Stellar.
about Stellar. All 14 people in North Dakota. If you're from North Dakota and you're watching this,
Shout
we
out.
appreciate you.
Shout out.
I still gotta. Yeah.
But you did a thing on Egypt. I'm trying to think country-wise. I may have done something on Ireland or
All right, Turkey.
Turkey.
And Hungary, because I'm hungry for turkey. So anyway,
yo, get him out.
so anyways, Egypt, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, cause I did do a lot of like, I don't know. I kind of looked it up and tried to figure out how they did it, and their best like reason on how they were able to do it was turning the sand into mud. But the amount of engineering it took to be like get all that water, because first of all, you're in the middle of Egypt. I mean, you have like the Nile River,
Right.
but how much water can you really gather with that much technology? It's not like you have hydro pumps. They got
facts.
they got buckets.
I mean, they didn't have an irrigation system, so like
Yeah.
to even I think that was the Aztecs or the Mayans invented that. I feel like that's
something.
two separate timelines on
Exactly.
two separate sides of the world.
So
There's
to
no way.
I don't
use
know.
mud to get all these bricks there, and then to like not only get those bricks into place, but then stack them up like 140 of them up in the
Yeah.
air. Like they're not.
And isn't it like a
Bricks.
perfect like
They're all
pyramid?
symmetrical.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like not even.
Pure engineering.
The
That's-
pharaoh was just like on top of like a bunch of slaves, just like, yeah, okay, so we need a 5x5. All right, let's start right there. Like, okay, now we're doing 10x10. It's like
He's
get
holding a
bigger.
protractor up there. He's like
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, this man's doing straight trigonometry.
riding on a.
I
like,
can't
clay
even do that
tablet.
in the 21st century.
Yeah, I don't know. How tall are they actually? Like, you know,
The
how, like,
pyramids?
They were
they're
short.
huge, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like 140, 150.
And
feet
isn't
tall.
there something around like the way that they're arranged? It's something like related to like stars or the planets moving.
Yeah,
I think there's something weird
it all,
about
like,
how they
correlates.
triangulate.
Yeah, it's crazy
Wow.
the way they
So
do
that
that.
I don't think. I mean, I know back then they had they were really good about like looking at stars and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
But
You know?
I don't think they would have been like, all right, we're going to put big ass pyramids
Yeah.
here and here, and then that would be perfect. And just,
To construct
I think
that
it has to be
perfect-
right.
aliens, or I heard another theory that time travelers helped them out.
Ah,
Okay.
We've talked about time travel a couple times here and there.
Yeah.
It's around. I know The Simpsons is a big thing.
Hey, maybe yeah.
Predicting
Like that's
everything.
crazy.
They I heard. Oh, I haven't heard, but I have a theory. I don't know if it's just mine, but I've heard. I don't know if I heard it somewhere or like it's just my thought. But it's like the pyramids are like signals for something. And that's how they call the aliens, or that's what like the aliens use. Like
That was
if you
probably
ever-
by that dude that did the
where
aliens.
If you
probably
ever
said
need
that.
us again, you, like beam us or something. I don't know.
And I know. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. What was I going on?
Egypt's pyramid.
Egypt,
pharaohs, cats,
pyramids, just
sand.
outrageous. There's no way, or in the hieroglyphics back then, there's pictures of what looks like people in like astronaut suits
Oh,
and
yeah.
spaceships
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Now, if it's just them being creative, like, oh, let's put someone with a helmet on or something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, like, if someone saw like what I drew in class and then
that's
they thought
crazy.
that's history, they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, so dolphins flew.
Yeah, that's. Man, I mean that's crazy. And then they still had tunnels in there. Like it wasn't.
Oh yeah, because that's where they had like the pharaohs and
Yeah,
other
that's where they
people
did
buried.
a bunch of. They did like rituals in there. They
Yeah.
buried all their kings and
The
emperors.
pyramids and like what about like the giant? I forgot they call it like the cat thing.
The Sphinx.
The Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Yeah. How do you build that?
I mean,
I don't
like
think-
carving the face and
Yeah.
whatnot, but like,
I don't think that was.
I don't
out
get-
of rock.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
I thought it was like a clay.
Maybe
Or like
I don't know, but the
hardened-
nose
I
is
don't know.
broken off.
yeah.
Oh, that's
and it's not
true.
like- and it's-
so yeah, it probably is stone.
Yeah, because if it was rain, like if it rained in Egypt, wouldn't it kind of like erode at it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% on that.
that is.
I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it's stone and like the amount of detail, like. I mean, I don't know how it was built. Is it one big rock? Is it a bunch of multiple ones?
Yeah.
If it's a bunch of multiple ones, how did they move it back to the
Right, I
pyramids?
know.
How did they move it?
Yeah, that's crazy. You got to think this one emperor is just like, I want a cat, and I want it in that mountain.
So
You two, get on it.
Is it in a mountain or is it like just like standalone?
No, it's just standalone.
Oh, interesting.
They just
And then they're
carved-
like, "Oh, we'll take the cat, but put a human face on it."
Whoa.
Aliens. Aliens. That has to be. Because, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We won't know, and I don't think there'll ever be a time when we will know.
I want to know.
Because, I mean, we've gone through the hieroglyphics. Like, I don't know how they translate that stuff.
Right.
But we've gone through it, and there hasn't been... I don't know if there's a step-by-step. And I've seen in the history books, they show, like, scaffolding and how you get into bricks. But these bricks are huge. Like, it's like 10 people over the head.
Just
like,
pushing
kicking
up
in.
like a brick.
Doop, 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 doop.
It's so weird. Conspiracy theories, I feel like, just mess with my head. Because, like, growing up, I had an ideology about all these different things. Like, Egypt, you know, aliens, space, all that. Like, I grew up thinking that. Like, I wanted to be, like, an astronaut at some point. And now with all these different conspiracy theories, people are like, oh, well, we never actually have been to space.
Right.
And I'm like,
what?
Are you kidding me? Like, we learned this in school. Have you seen Interstellar? The movie with Matthew
I haven't seen that one. I heard it was great, though.
It is probably one of my favorites.
Wasn't that the one that, like, perfectly mapped out what a black hole actually looks like? And then when we saw the black hole, it was like a 1-to-1 recreation.
Yeah.
I think it was Interstellar.
It might have been.
It was one of those space ones.
Yeah, and then it talks about, like, and then, like, that was one of the most scientific aspects to time travel, even though they related it to love being able to be quantumly calculated. Okay. So love is, like, the key to time travel but them in the future, like, were able to discover the fifth dimension, which is time, and then used, like love to portray that to your past. I don't know. It's a crazy
I guess I have to
movie.
watch it.
Yeah,
I have to watch it.
You gotta watch it to understand.
Because it's got McConaughey in it, right?
It is. It's a great movie, and it was
McConaughey.
directed by the big boy who gets all the big awards. It's not. It wasn't. I don't know if it was James Cameron.
Bay?
Or it might have been
Michael Bay? No.
Not enough explosions in that movie.
Not enough explosions in that movie?
I don't know. I totally not enough explosions. Oh, I forgot his name.
It was James Cameron, Michael Bay. It's not Michael Bay. I don't know, Stephen King.
No, Stephen King didn't do that one.
I don't know.
Stephen
Either
King
way,
did not,
though, like, that's just crazy to think about. I mean, you guys think we've been to space, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I know one of the big theories about people saying that we didn't go to space and it was done on a movie set is actually it was funny that you brought up Stephen King because with The Shining, Stanley Kubrick did that movie, and there's a lot of like people think Stanley Kubrick filmed us going to space, like the fake one.
Oh, the fake one.
Okay.
And so in that movie, I guess there's a lot of nods, like the kids wearing an Apollo sweater, like Apollo shuttle, and all that stuff. And there's all sorts of things that like lean toward like, oh, maybe he did, but I don't think that. I think we went to space. We 100% are on the moon.
People watch these spaceships take off. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
And they would see them fall unless it's just projections.
Yeah, I mean the technology that we have nowadays, you gotta think like, we have built a plane that just goes straight up, and then we put people on the moon. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It's not like the moon's that far.
And like the technology back then, like they're saying like we didn't have the lighting like technology to make it like with the lighting, because everyone complains about the lighting. Oh, the shadows are off. But like the scientists would come back and say, well, with the sun and everything,
it's
you're
perfect.
in
space.
You're in
How
space.
do you know what lighting is like in
space? And so when
can't
if you
hear
make a
anything.
fake one, like if you're making a fake one, like lights weren't bright enough back then,
Right.
to even like portray it closely.
That's true.
It was
because the sun's like.
Yeah.
it's
on the
very
moon.
very hot, very hot.
So what I always thought was crazy, like, you know, we're on Earth, you know, but we can't, like, I guess it all comes down to gravity. But like on the moon is like just like bare space. Like you can look straight up, you see space. Like look all around, you see space. But like, is it just because like we have atmosphere on Earth, or is it it's just I don't know, just Earth?
What do you mean? Like how we can only see so far?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's both like what our eyes can physically see.
Okay,
just because I mean, not everyone. I mean, we have the Hubble telescope, but that's out of our atmosphere. But like when you look in your telescope, you can see Mars. You can see Venus. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a long time.
I know you can see a lot of planets, just like with the naked eye, but they just look like brighter stars or different colored stars. And then you use a telescope and you can see them a lot easier. It's cool. I'll be able to answer these. I take an astronomy class coming up.
Oh, it's a good class. I took that one sophomore year. Yeah, the one professor that teaches it.
I'm taking it online.
Oh, you should have taken it. This dude is, I wouldn't say psycho, but he's just crazy. He drives a yellow Corvette,
I feel
and he
like,
knows all about space.
Yeah, I feel that's the kind of person you need to be a professor for astronomy. Like that,
Right.
like that's one of the only, like you can't have anybody else but a wacko doing astronomy. When you walk in and you sit down, and the first thing he walks up into his class and he just goes, aliens.
And he always has like a space themed tie.
Oh yeah.
So he got,
he's
I think one of them
NASA
had
tie.
aliens on it around, because one time we were talking about Area 51 and like Air Force bases because they have radars and stuff like that and
Right.
telescopes on how we see into space, and he had a little alien, had a little peace sign.
That's funny.
Man,
Bro,
classic.
imagine an astronaut going to space and then they're actually secretly flat Earth. They're flat Earth. They're be like, dang, I guess I was wrong. But they can't go back and tell their friends that. 'Cause
Yeah.
they'll be kicked out the
Yeah,
game,
no,
so like-
NASA would be like, what you gonna say, bud? What you
Yeah,
gonna
so now
say?
they go back and tell their friends like, yeah, the Earth is flat. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, that's the one thing too. There has not been an astronaut that has come back and been like, yeah, the Earth's flat.
I mean, we've seen the videos of like from the ISS, the International Space Station, of around Earth,
Right.
Yeah.
and to think, oh, that's faked. That's fake.
That's just
The Hubble
it.
telescope, that's fake.
There's no way.
Absolutely impossible. I don't get
And
how people think.
Yeah, and like gravity is like slightly different. Like have you seen the video of, I forgot what country it is, that's actually on the equator, and the gravity is like slightly less, so you can actually balance an egg like on a nail.
Really?
No way, really?
Yeah,
like
there's-
Ecuador's on
Yeah, I
the
think it's,
equator,
it's in
right?
like Ecuador
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have this actual like little tourist attraction. It's like out in the middle of like you had to like do a little hike.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's this white line. It's like the actual equator, and there's like you can bring an egg, and there's like a little nail and like this stake, and you could put the egg on top, and it'll balance perfectly because the gravity's a little bit less on the equator.
Okay, that's
So you're a little bit lighter too.
So it's just
right.
Only- That'd be
Wow.
crazy, man. I wonder if I could like balance on my finger there. I know it's not like that much less gravity.
That would be
Yeah.
crazy.
But
You're
like-
just
like, I
doing
just-
a finger stand.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would still be a lot of weight, but
Right.
like,
Yeah.
A little less weight though.
right?
I bet you could do that on like a different. Go to the moon. You can probably do something like that.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you flip on the moon, what was that one movie, Gravity,
Gravity,
where they just start floating off in space,
Oh,
Yeah.
and like I haven't seen it. I just saw the trailers for it. And I'm like,
It's not
just
bad.
that, but that's absolutely like
That's gotta be
there's no
terrifying.
help,
Yeah.
and you're just floating off into the vast void of space.
Right.
And you
No
really
one
you
can
can't
help
make
you.
noise either in space. The only way people talk is through the radios in their helmets.
Yeah, because of the vacuum and
Yeah, because
whatnot.
there's no.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can see. You're
You're just gone.
dances.
And if you get too far, nobody can save you. You can't like throw a rope out.
That's
there.
what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
no like I've seen the people who do the spacewalks or whatever, and they're like tied up. They have like straps to strap them into the space station, and there's like
Yeah.
14 separate measures to make sure they don't fly
Oh,
away
yeah.
because it's impossible to get them.
Unless-
Aliens. I just find it so funny that people think
Zoom
that
in.
the Earth is like in the shape of a Cheez-It. Like just imagine a Cheez-It.
I cheese it. That's us. That's it. And then there's ice all around, which
Right.
because that holds all the water. Because
ice would just melt.
What?
So if you're a flat earther, you can't believe in global warming then, because think about it, you believe in global warming, that ice is gonna melt, and then the oceans are what? Just
Exactly.
gonna, where does the water go if it falls
it
off?
just
our
falls
ice
off,
board?
and then the land
Right,
masses
yeah.
start moving. We're just gonna fall off into space.
You ever seen Ice Age? When like the ice starts
Oh,
melting,
yeah.
like all the animals like get to like the art or something. I think
Yeah.
that no. Side note, I think that whatever isn't there like 3 Ice Age or something like that?
I think there's
Too
4
many.
Now.
Yeah,
There's
but
4.
4?
4.
Hey,
Wait,
I
no,
think-
no, there's 5.
Really?
I think there's 5 now.
I think. Oh, I
They
think
did a space one called Collision Course.
They did. I
Yeah.
remember that one.
And they got the
Out of my
meltdown. They
era,
got one
man.
with the dinosaurs. They got
Oh,
one with
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's another one too.
Yeah, I never watched them like that.
No?
I think the last time I watched one, I was in 2nd grade.
Hey, first one.
So,
is
like,
the
were you guys
OG,
alive at the
though.
time?
So
I
wait,
can watch that first one over and over and over.
is that the one where like where they like all the animals want to get on the boat or like?
That was
No,
that's-
that
that's
wasn't the first one. That was the third one. Yeah, yeah.
The Continental Drift.
Yeah.
Or with like the pirate ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the third one.
I have a
Yeah,
feeling
I
like that
honestly
was like the
couldn't tell you.
scientific explanation of Noah's Ark. That's just I've always thought that 'cause, like all they
yeah.
were there like this is a giant.
That's a fair
flood.
point. That's a fair point.
That's
And
gotta
then
be some smart animals.
That's
Just-
what I'm saying. How do
Yo.
they know like there's a boat? Oh yeah, the elephant's like the beast like
You know what it is? Aliens. They just come down, gloop, glorp, gloop, glop.
Yo, the monkey like hops on the boat. Let me drive the boat.
But imagine like if Noah's Ark is real. I
Yeah.
mean, believe what you want to believe.
Right.
I wonder how many animals didn't make the boat. Like, were there unicorns back then? They just
They
They woke up too
They
late.
just didn't-
They
just
woke
didn't
up
make
too
the
late.
boat.
The dragons, the unicorns.
That's what I'm saying. All our mythical creatures that we've been talking about,
Right.
they just didn't make the boat.
Can't both of those fly though?
Unicorn?
Unicorns? Certain. I mean,
I don't know.
It depends on the species you're talking about. Now, if we're talking Western or African,
Oh.
now Western can fly, but the Africans they stay on the ground.
Right. Okay.
But they're faster and they just move a lot better.
I like. All right.
The unicorn just like, honey, we got to go. We got to go. They get there.
And they got little ones like, what's going on? What's going on? We didn't make it. We're dead. We're dead. Look at it. Look at it go.
I told you to go before we left.
You had to sign your horn. You had to.
I mean, I had to look. I mean, you know them elephants were on there. You know, I had to be looking right. You had to be looking right.
Yeah.
I can just imagine a unicorn's got a watch. We missed the damn boat.
Yo, our camera's turned off.
So back to flat Earth.
Yeah.
There was that documentary that came out on Netflix about all these flat earthers, and they're absolutely psycho. That's
Is it
one
still
thing.
on there?
What?
Is it still on there on Netflix?
I haven't checked recently. I watched it one and done.
I'd
But
watch
the
it.
ending, I kind of want to spoil it, and then I don't because I want the viewers to go
We'll
look
just put
back.
spoiler
and
warning. Spoiler warning. All right,
Spoiler
cool.
warning.
Spoiler
Beep, beep,
Sorry.
beep. Spoiler warning. But at the end, they're trying to do this big experiment to prove flat Earth. And the whole thing's weird. It's using lights and cardboards and basically like cornhole boards and trying to shine lights through them.
Oh yeah.
And at the end, like it basically the experiment proved that it was a round Earth. And the guy doing the experiment goes, "Oh shit!" And then it cuts. And credits. That's
Credits
it.
roll. They prove themselves wrong.
Yeah. So like,
Stupid.
like if I was that guy, like at that point, I'm like, well, round Earth. I just spent like the past 10 years of my life proving that it's a flat Earth. But
All the budget that went into
But-
that.
but why-
Was it a
yeah.
budget kind of movie? Like did they
so
put some money
so
into it?
the documentary was done not by flat Earth people. I think it was kind of like a third party. Like they're like,
Oh.
let's hear what they
Let's
have to
actually
say.
figure
Okay.
this out.
Let's hear what
Okay.
they have to say. So they heard, but it was mostly just the flat Earth people, and then
They
a
probably
couple of the
wouldn't post it
scientists
if-
being like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have posted if it was like all flat Earth people that made it. They would be like, shit, we're wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, cut
Cut
it. That's
Cut
it.
it now.
That's it.
Dang. I actually just saw a documentary not too long ago about. You guys ever heard of the cicada 3301
Yeah, the
thing?
bugs.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No,
This
it-
thing's
okay.
crazy.
It was-
This is like cicadas are loud. This thing is
Yeah.
insane, man.
Yeah, it was like this crazy scavenger hunt, but it wasn't just like a, oh, we'll climb up the mountain, and they're like, oh, go up the stairs, yeah, and then it's like a birthday party. No, so
birthday party.
there were 3 of them, and I don't remember when the first one was. I didn't get on board until the third one, which is in like 2014.
Yeah.
But the first one started on what was it? What was
4chan.
it called? 4chan.
4chan. It was just a random user, and the thing about 4chan, a lot of people just post you know that word.
Anonymous.
Anonymously.
Anom-
Yeah, there it is,
anonymous.
anonymously. And it just posted up this picture of a cicada, and then I can't remember. They said something like there's something
Yeah,
hidden
so
here.
it was like a
something
weird
that.
like riddle kind of thing, like, and then they're basically saying like we're seeking to find these people,
Right.
And so it like blew up. Everyone was trying to figure out what it was. People were thinking it was like some sort of secret organization, or like the Illuminati kind of thing, and
Right.
all this crazy stuff.
It could be the Illuminati.
Yeah, and basically it would be like it would lead you to this URL, and then that would lead to a book, and then you had to read through this book and find a code. Use that code, find another URL. Then you had to go into the dark web, and then you'd find a phone number. You call
Sounds
the
like
phone
a freaking
number.
Moodle assignment. Like, what's
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
that'd be over here.
But then it got like real. Then
Yeah.
you eventually got to these coordinates, and there were like 7 different coordinates all around the world. It wasn't just like all in one spot. It was like U.S., Australia, Europe, China. And then you had to find these, and then all the different pictures led to
Yeah, it was like a
more-
QR code
Yeah,
that you would scan.
all QR codes and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And then eventually, the Cicada 3301 made another post, and that was when it was on like Reddit or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Yep, we found our finalists. We're done." Then they came back like 2 years later and was like, "Oh no, it came back 1 year later because it was the next year." And it was like, "Oh, we need more." Does the whole thing again.
Wow.
And then it skipped a year, and then it did it a third year. And then it was a book that they created like on their own, and it had like their own alphabet and stuff.
See, I didn't go much into Phase 3.
Yeah,
I
Phase
heard
3
more
was
about
what
1
I
and 2.
got into. Yeah, I made it past like the first 2 steps. I increased the brightness and found the first URL.
Yeah.
And then it played this like song, and I basically found what the song was. And then if you like look up the song, there's like an MP3 link, and then for some reason there's like a weird code at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that code, you just put that in the URL, and you do .xyz, and it takes you to a dark web page with a phone number.
Like, how do people just figure this out? Like, oh, that's our URL, but you got to put a .xyz. Like,
I looked
do
it
you-
up.
But like, do you think there was someone sitting there
Yeah.
who goes, maybe it's .111?
Yeah.
Die 1112.
Remember?
Die.
Just
Like trying to crack someone's
800
password.
hours later.
Remember the guy from
XYZ.
I'm in.
Remember Ron from Kim Possible? I can get in that.
Yeah.
I can get in that. Yeah.
Yo, that's so funny. Yeah, and so basically this phone number led to this like famous payphone that's in like the middle of Nevada. That's like by Area 51, and people would like call that
51.
payphone all the time.
Yeah.
But then when you call it, it had this like weird computer thing or whatever, and I just started getting freaked out. My buddy was like, "Yo, dude, you should probably stop doing this."
Yeah, they probably started
Yeah.
tracking people down.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you
FBI,
know what,
Illuminati.
I'm good. But I guess like they never finished decrypting like Cicada's book, so like they've been quiet. Like that thing never closed. So
Like-
I don't know what the deal was.
Like whoever Cicada is, if it's some big organization or whatnot,
Yeah.
like, is that what you think? Is that what you think? I think Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati.
But like you make this big long puzzle, and honestly, like deep down you want someone to solve it.
Yeah.
Imagine like nobody solves it, so you got to be like, okay, here's a hint. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like you gotta be like,
they're
nobody's gonna figure this
it's
out.
just a game of chicken. They're just like, no. We need the best. We need the best of the best of the best. We're gonna wait this out.
Sir, it's been 3 years.
They're coming. They will find us.
They will find us.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Oh wait. Are we allowed to talk about Illuminati on this show? Can we? Okay. All right. We just gotta make sure. We got in trouble last time we talked about
Alien.
government,
Yeah,
government stuff.
government
Yeah, we don't want anything.
Yeah, we got
We're
eyes.
daft.
You don't want no beef.
We got eyes on us. Yeah, we told you we had a live audience, but it's not a preferred audience. They're here by law.
We didn't say who's in the audience.
Yeah, we didn't say it. Yeah.
Or what is in the audience.
Yeah, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Illuminati was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
So
like the Freemasons.
historically, yes, the Illuminati was a real thing.
But are they still around?
That's a big
That's the
question.
question.
And from my research, from my research, like they weren't satanic or anything like that. From what I remember, they were just different
I feel
from.
like that's a stretch.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, yeah. And so nowadays, it's like all the rich people are in Illuminati New World Order.
Yeah, it's like the
Right.
New World Order
know
or something.
how-
I
yeah.
feel like that is believable. They have so much money. Like Elon Musk is making like his own spaceship. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, now
they
if,
have money that they could just throw away. I feel like they could definitely be like planning something like, all right, if shit hits the fan, we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah. There's
got
got to be
ourselves
bunkers
Something.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Denver Airport.
Yes, sir.
I feel like that would be the place to do it. $1 billion over, like
Yeah.
over budget.
Freaking 8 floors
8
down.
floors,
yeah.
and the construction workers are
Do
like,
like-
yeah, there's no reason for these tunnels to be down here. Like, luggage does not need 8 floors of tunnels.
So, like, has anyone gone down there?
No.
They probably restricted.
Yeah,
it.
they
Like,
like
restricted
block it
the
off.
door.
I mean, there's got to be someone with clearance down there.
You're
Someone's got to do. There's got to be a janitor down there, just like dusting up the cobwebs.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Jay-Z, I'm sorry. Let me fix that.
Yo, that's where Tupac is. That's where Michael
Everybody
Jackson
is.
is. I bet you Elvis is down there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think Elvis is dead.
D.
I'm not a huge Elvis fan,
Yeah.
so I know some people are huge. Not my thing.
I'm not even that.
Tupac's
Oh,
alive.
You
Oh,
think
That's
so?
a fact.
Facts.
Facts, no printer.
Okay.
Tupac.
Tupac's alive. Michael Jackson,
Maybe.
Prince,
Maybe.
Prince. I hope that dude's alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think he's helping people out, like recording music, like with all the
Yeah.
instruments. Did he know like 80 plus instruments?
He
That
played
dude could
it.
do
oh,
like
yeah, yeah. He can play like
hundreds.
just about
He
anything.
did it all.
Yeah, so like he's probably helping someone out back. Juice
Might
World.
be.
Juice World.
Come here, Juice WRLD. Let me go ahead and show you what we do. Juice WRLD. People say Juice WRLD Illuminati because he blew up so fast. I think it was just a good song.
People
What-
say he's
what-
an
what song
industry
was the one
plant
that put
too.
him
Lucid Dreams.
on board? Is that what it was? Like the
Lucid
first
Dreams,
one?
All Girls Are the Same. That
Yeah.
one. That whole intro thing.
But the funny thing is, like, All Girls Were the Same was like recorded like it wasn't even that good of a sound quality.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually listen to it, it's not even that good of sound quality. Like,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's a good song, but it's like
It's a banger.
Hey,
Bars.
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 Bars. But no, it's a good song. Not my favorite Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
But all these famous people, I don't think every big famous person's an Illuminati. I think it's a select few. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
like you got your Jay-Z, Beyonce, of course.
They have to be.
They have to be.
But they wouldn't like
I-
have like the Kim Kardashians in there. Like,
I don't think they are. Kanye
Yeah, you know
possibly.
what?
Okay, let them-
Kanye.
yeah.
Kanye
He is
possibly.
a weird man, dude.
But someone strange out there, Michael Jordan.
yeah.
Could he be in the Illuminati?
He's got the money to do
He
it.
got
He's got the
and
money to
power.
do it.
Right.
All right, and he's got a really big shoe brand, and
He's got
like
the
almost
clout.
anything they release, big money.
Exactly. It doesn't
And
matter.
doesn't he own the Hornets?
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Good basketball, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think
Hey,
WNBA
that's
could
our
beat
home
that
team away from home, all right?
Hey, fair point. But like of the fame, like, do you think the president's involved with Illuminati? Like, not just
I mean,
like
Obama's
Donald
a
Trump.
lizard person.
Huh?
Obama's a lizard person. Obama, the Queen, everybody.
Yeah,
Well, the
lizard
Queen's a
people.
cannibal.
Yeah.
Queen's a cannibal.
Have you guys heard about that? That Queen Elizabeth is a cannibal?
I have
Little bit.
not heard that one.
So there was this weird thing going around. Because first of all, the lady's like 93 years old.
Yeah.
Thriving.
She looks great.
She's thriving.
She is thriving. Like she could look like she could live to be like 400 at this point, right? But I guess one of her like guards or whatever said they found human remains in her private freezer.
So like, what are we talking about? Like a full-on body? Are we talking an arm,
Yeah.
finger?
I mean, whatever she left.
A foot?
Whatever she left for breakfast for the morning.
You think it was
What
leftovers?
would you eat in the morning?
What would I
Yeah,
eat
for
in the morning?
breakfast. What would you have for breakfast?
If you're a cannibal.
If I was a cannibal?
Yeah, if you're a
Yeah.
cannibal, what would be the breakfast? I wouldn't want like a leg. Like that's
Okay,
that's
so
like
when
a
I'm
dinner.
thinking
yeah.
this one's going to be really grotesque. So what I'm thinking, breakfast. When I'm thinking breakfast, I think cereal. All
Okay,
right,
yeah.
Right?
human head. Take the top off. Take off here. Brains.
Oh, brain
Brains.
for breakfast.
Kinda
Okay.
mush
It
it up.
gets,
oatmeal
it gets you ready for the
consistency.
day.
Yeah.
Right. You're
Ready for
eating
the day.
them, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I have the brain knowledge they had.
All right,
I
so
don't know
there
if
you
it
go.
works
So
that
the
way.
guard walks in the morning and just be like, what do they call him? Your Majesty? Is that what
Yeah.
they?
Your Majesty.
Your
So
Majesty,
he's like-
are you ready to go? She's just chomping down some brains. I need a little longer.
Like blood all down her face. This is how I get young.
But what if yeah, maybe like she has a human brain, maybe she doesn't eat them. Maybe she just kind of drains them out and just kind of like,
Bro, that's what the lady in American Horror, like the American Horror Story. Remember the Coven one, like the madam, she like rubber
yeah.
like the slave's blood
I
in
didn't
her
see that. I
face.
need to rewatch
Yeah.
that season. The new
Yeah.
season. Have you guys been watching?
We
it?
watch
Oh,
it
we
every
have been
Wednesday.
all over the
Every
new season.
Wednesday.
It's been
Did you watch last
crazy.
night's episode?
Yes.
Spoiler alert. But last night's episode
Wild.
Was crazy.
was crazy.
It was crazy.
Jingles didn't do it.
So many twists,
Yo,
so many
Jingles
turns.
didn't
I'm telling
do
you,
it.
I'm telling you. The young dude and the older dude are both Jingles. He said he was a janitor in the past, and then he was going to Vietnam, just like what Jingles did.
what
He
he
was a
said.
janitor, and he went to Vietnam. I think they're both Jingles.
Because in
But
the movie-
but Jingles didn't kill anyone.
Well, Jingles did kill anyone. Now
Now
but not
he is.
before. No,
Now
it
he
was
is.
the lady.
But like, yeah, no, that lady's crazy. Like, how much is left in the season? Like, are they
There's a
fearing
lot of- I
for
feel
their
like
life
there's a
from
lot of
her
episodes
now?
left. Can we just point out the kids aren't even there yet? It's been one.
Right.
Yeah, this is all on one. I mean,
One
this is
night.
just
One
like,
night.
I mean, the one thing I really love about this season, because I'm a big slasher fan. Slasher movies.
Oh yeah,
are
it has
my
been.
thing.
It has
It
been.
is.
A
There's so
gruesome
many.
season.
Like Jingles represents Mike Myers. Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Oh, yeah, Michael
He
Myers.
escapes from it. It's crazy because it's raining the night he escapes,
Yeah.
just like in the movie.
Right.
There's all the people are out walking the lawn, all the crazy people,
Old
and even
Halloween.
what's her name? The fake nurse,
Yeah.
Rita.
Rita.
Rita. She breaks him out just like Loomis did.
Yeah, to study.
Just as the study, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
it's crazy.
a
And
look
I
of
think
Halloween.
the satanic dude that just died, that was kind of weird. I think he kind of or
Came
didn't
back. Yeah,
die. He came back.
Yeah.
He came
just
back.
goes,
I think he's kind of representing Freddy Krueger.
Okay. 'Cause he does have like the claw.
I'm
'cause
telling
the
you,
things
I'm
are
pretty sure they're
shaped
both
claws.
The knife. He's got the knife.
Yeah.
And he's like at the end, it's like he can't die.
Right.
That's what I'm
Now
saying,
it's
dude.
that because he's
Because
a
of
devil
Satan.
worshiper, or is it because of those woods? Because of that ghost kid. Remember that they hit at the beginning?
Yeah. If you
Like-
listen closely, like to when he's getting like revived, they keep saying Satan, Satan, Satan. Yeah,
Oh,
if you listen real
so it
close.
must be. It
Yo,
must be
I bet you he's Illuminati. You know.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
He's probably all just like flex, you know, and it's just like some
Damn.
crazy thing like that.
Just-
I don't know, man.
You know, flex. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Yeah.
flex.
But yeah.
Flexing
Anyways,
the Illuminati.
so one thing I wanted to talk about was one last conspiracy theory.
I couldn't do it for that long, bro.
I'm so sorry.
If you didn't get our reference,
This was the most anticipated part of the episode.
we were gonna. So there's a theory out there that Illuminati is making clones of people.
Yeah.
And
What-
there's
what's
a
his
video.
name?
Al Roker.
Al Roker.
There's a video of him online in the middle of just they're doing a news story.
In
on Good-
New York City.
Yeah, in the middle. And they said something just like in Catholic school.
Yes.
And the second, so he's in the middle doing this, and then he goes like for like 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, it just doesn't move.
And so it's just like glitching. Like there's other times when that happened, but I don't know the details on that. Just the big ones. Al Roker, Anderson Cooper did it on his show, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I think our Tre clone's glitching.
Yep.
Huh? Nah, but like the fact that I couldn't do that without laughing, like it's hard to do. It's hard to like look a funny face. So
Yeah.
And imagine you got hundreds of
minute.
people,
Yeah.
hundreds of people around you. Like I don't get how theater people.
He
do
broke.
that.
He was actually broken.
I don't know.
Like the Illuminati or whatever it was, they were in the basement on their computer. Like, oh god, I lost control. I lost control of Roker.
Oh my god, that's our third Roker this year.
Oh, we are. We gonna
Go ahead, throw him in the booth.
Yeah,
throw him in the booth. Let's get a new one.
Order
Let's get
4
a new
more.
one.
That's great. One last one that I thought was kind of funny. I found it online. You know how like the U.S. Navy uses dolphins to use like echolocation? They can find like landmines. Like they actually have
like
dolphins
underwater
and
like
seals.
mines.
Yeah, they train dolphins and seals like in the military. They say the Israeli military has GPS sharks who actually attack people like in the ocean, like boats.
So like, do you think it's like a radio call? Like, hey, this is Israeli government, whatever they call themselves, to shark number 4. It's go time.
Roger that. Bruce on support, and that's the one from Nemo, right?
Yeah.
Wait, should I say the one? Should I say the one thing? No, I won't.
No, that's kind of rude.
I'm Bruce. Bitches. Just eat.
But you said it was with dolphins too. They had dolphins that GPS.
Yeah, they say the Israeli army has.
That'd be
dolphins,
crazy.
too.
It's crazy. You should see one shark and then like the 2 like dolphins are on the side, like
They're
little
just like
side
the
cars. And they're like, Bruce, you got someone on your left, and then, like he goes over.
Dolphin jumps up, just smacks him with his tail.
She's like, motherfucker! Just like shooting out lasers from like his blowhole or some shit.
He's got lasers. hey, they don't even bite people. They just got little guns. Like the shark just kind of goes
With their flippers.
Remember that it's like app. It's like Shark Evolution or some shit. And like
you jump up and you get bigger shark.
Yeah, it's like that.
I remember this back in the day.
I know because I know the Navy actually uses like dolphins and seals. I don't think they got no like they just do tracking. They need to be on the Israeli level.
Do they still
They
do
use them
that?
for attack. Yeah. It's kind of like a new thing.
Like I remember hearing about
It
it.
pays a lot of money too to be like a trainer.
Oh, I was supposed to say to be a dolphin.
No, to be a
That
trainer.
dolphin's like, here you go, 14 fishes for you.
The dolphin rolls up. I got a $400K a year salary. What do you?
Hey,
have?
they're gonna pay me for retirement. All right, they
I got
give
benefits and everything. Bro, I
got
got a spot in SeaWorld. Man.
My children going to the best school in Atlanta.
That's not a good place to retire.
Never mind.
What do you say? You say SeaWorld?
SeaWorld. You've heard about that. Conspiracy theory, SeaWorld's bad for
I don't think that's a
the
conspiracy
SeaWorld.
theory. I think it's just.
That's facts.
think
I mean,
it's
have you seen it?
factual.
What was that called?
I think it's
Blackfish?
Yeah, I saw
That was a
Oh,
documentary
yeah.
on Netflix. I think it's still on there. Everyone deserves a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now all zoos and aquariums bad. Are the zoos Illuminati?
The zoos.
Are the zoos Illuminati?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Birds. Before we wrap this up, I do want to point out the new thing that's all over Instagram. I mean, it's not new, but it's still like modern.
Yeah.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. Birds are cameras. Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Are we saying birds or just like a
They work for
specific,
who?
a specific
bourgeoisie.
bird? Just like a pigeon.
The what?
Bourgeoisie. You know
bourgeoisie.
anything about the Russian Revolution? We'll just throw that one on the back burner.
Yeah. Just,
Pigeons work for the government.
There you go.
again, baby pigeons. Have you seen one?
No.
Have you seen one?
Have you seen one?
Have you
Throw
seen
it down
one?
in the comments if you have. If you have,
And actually, while
you're
you're
a
at
fucking
it,
liar.
Wait,
Damn.
did you hear that? Hit the bell.
Hit the damn notification.
Hit the bell while you're at it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in on this episode.
We really appreciate our first guest here. You know, Big Lou's give a round of
Hey,
applause.
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
coming out, guys.
Yeah.
This has been probably one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
This
So we
one's
really
good. I
hope
like
you guys
this
do. And again, the contest. Please show some love, share it with your friends, and comment what is your craziest conspiracy theory. And we will give you a shout out next episode if we pick our favorite one, which we will.
Yeah.
We'll be on top of that. But please leave a like, subscribe, and share. 50K by next week.
50K.
Let's see it
50K.
happen.
Nothing
T-Series
less.
Hey,
is
if there's
going
50K
down.
by next week, I'll put in 50K.
I will
donate.
shave my
I'll-
head bald. I will go bald if we have 50K subscribers by next week.
That means a lot.
Hey,
you might not know, but that means a lot.
That means a
here
lot.
Too,
We
and
we'll
here
all
too,
go
I'll trim it.
bald. Oh,
I'll
yeah.
trim the live.
It'll be
50K will all go
gone.
bald.
Anyways, but until then, everybody,
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
please, don't be flexing.
Don't be
Don't
flexing.
flex.